New innovations, new partnerships, and a new push to bring more talent into the workforce. Welcome to this 2018 Airwaves Year in Review. I'm Michael Lauren Prue. We begin with the Navy's aggressive response to a potential safety problem impacting aircrew in flight. A partnership led by NAVAIR's Aircrew Systems Program Office includes the Navy's Physiological Episodes Action Team, the DoD's Defense Innovation Unit, and industry is key to developing a plan to help predict and ultimately prevent the Navy's #1 safety priority, physiological episodes. The episodes are adverse reactions to the environment inside an aircraft cabin or the breathing gas supplied to the aviator. The team has partnered with industry to form a monitoring and alerting system to detect these symptoms so the aircrew can take corrective action. The goal is to optimize confidence and performance in the cockpit. A historic moment for naval aviation and acquisition. The Navy selected the Boeing Company to design, develop, and deliver the MQ-25 Stingray, the first operational carrier-based unmanned refueling aircraft. As an accelerated acquisition program, MQ-25 aims to compress the acquisition timeline to deliver the unmanned aircraft to the fleet faster. When operational, MQ-25 will provide longer-range refueling capability to execute missions. Another project in the works aims to make the gunner seat aboard the MH-60 Sierra helicopter a bit more comfortable. PMA 202 is working hand-in-hand with Airworks to develop the seat, also called the crew chief seat. The second prototype of the new MH-60 Sierra gunner seat debuted at the Naval Helicopter Association Symposium in May. The goal is to field a seat that will increase both safety and comfort while improving aircrew mission performance and endurance. With flight and ground testing completed in June, initial operating capability is expected in FY19. British sailors and members of the F-35 Integrated Test Force at Pax River finished 2 of 3 historic phases of testing aboard the United Kingdom's new carrier, the HMS Queen Elizabeth. The testing is aimed at developing enough flight test data to certify the F-35B Lightning II for future operations aboard the ship. Pilots flew daytime and nighttime operations, completing the first ever shipborne rolling vertical landing. They also practiced standard vertical landings and takeoffs from the ship's ski jump. The team completed 85 total flights. More testing is scheduled for 2019. Bravo Zulu to NAVAIR's PMA 290 and the P-8A Poseidon teams. They won the Navy's Acquisition Excellence Award for making significant contributions in international partnership. The Navy honored the group in a special ceremony at the Pentagon. Their hard work centers around the P-8 and its multi-mission functionalities.
So this is the first year they did this international award. Navy IPO was looking to increase recognition for international programs.
In terms of what enabled it, I think it is a successful program on the whole as a result of having a really good team of people together.
You can learn more about NAVAIR's international partnerships by visiting our website at www.navair.navy.mil. New year, new leadership across the command. In May, NAVAIR welcomed Vice Admiral Dean Peters to its helm during a ceremony at Naval Air Station Patuxent River. On the West Coast, Rear Admiral Scott Dillon relieved Rear Admiral Brian Corey as the commander of the Naval Air Warfare Center Weapons Division in April. Rear Admiral Corey moved east to lead the Office for Unmanned Aviation and Strike Weapons. And at NOC AD, Rear Admiral Shane Gahagan turned over command to Rear Admiral John Lemon in September. Gahagan is now Program Executive Officer for Tactical Aircraft Programs. An exciting first for the U.S. Navy at Webster Field in St. Indicos, Maryland. Dozens gathered at Naval Air Station Patuxent River's Webster Outlying Field for the commissioning of UX-24, the Navy's first unmanned aircraft system test and evaluation squadron. The ceremony marked the squadron's official transition from what was formerly known as NOC AD's UAS Test Directorate. UX-24 will provide research, development, test, and evaluation support for the Navy and Marine Corps. Commander Matthew Densing, who oversaw the former directorate, assumed command of the new unit. Collaboration is the name of the game at NOC AD's Innovation Hub. The new gathering space opened its doors with much fanfare at Patuxent River in August. NOC AD leadership cut the ribbon to the place they say will change the way the workforce solves problems and brainstorms new ideas. The iHub's mission is to empower the workforce to deliver warfighting capabilities faster by providing modernized tools on site and an environment to innovate and collaborate.
This space itself has cordoned off areas where people can get in a huddle together, but you could also open up the whole room and have the whole room collaborating.
The iHub, along with the mobile Fab Lab, are now available to the entire workforce. Speaking of innovation, 2 projects at Lakehurst are getting a lot of attention this year. First is a team of robots under development at NOC-AD's RISE Lab. Engineers are working to more efficiently use manpower aboard carrier decks. The robots are capable of moving weapons and equipment from one place to another. Only one sailor is needed to direct the robots from a computer. Engineers are now testing the robots to see how they fare under various carrier conditions. Another team of engineers at Lakehurst is working to test how things operate on ships without even leaving land. They're building a simulator that will mimic the motions and conditions on Navy ships. They will use it to test everything from new technologies to seasickness in a less costly and more efficient manner.
This is filling that deficit by being able to generate those scenarios on demand at low cost with a high level of frequency, so we can churn out better designs with a higher level of confidence.
And a major milestone for the V-22 Osprey program. It's a plan that promises to improve readiness by streamlining the features on the Marine Corps aircraft. The Common Configuration Readiness and Modernization, or CCRAM for short, reduces the configurations on the tilt-rotor planes. Why is this important? Well, with so many differing features on the same model of plane, maintenance times can vary significantly. Once the CCRAM is wrapped up, having fewer configurations means shorter repairs and maintenance times. Maintainers will be able to more easily predict what to expect during repairs and tune-ups, and they can stockpile parts quickly. That means more mission-ready aircraft on the front lines. Several members of the workforce demonstrated their own commitment to speed and readiness by participating in various innovation challenges across the commands. Teams from FRCE submitted ideas on the SparkWeb tool, and command leaders chose several ideas to pursue. One was to improve worker safety when moving parts. Another idea reduced waste from composite parts. A third group used mobile devices and apps to get work done on the shop floor. At NOC-AD, in a separate innovation challenge, a team from Lakehurst used augmented reality to virtually connect engineers with fleet maintainers at sea to save time and money. A separate team from Pax River used 3D printing to increase capabilities of small UAVs. And at NOC-WD, participants used additive manufacturing and robots to improve primer production. Another team created a virtual gaming solution to enhance mission training and readiness. Meanwhile, 5 teams from across the command put their skills to work in NAVAIR's third data challenge. They worked on ways to be more predictive with workforce numbers, figuring out why people are leaving and how to bring in expertise to meet mission goals. Challenge organizers say data science is key to approaching many problems and working to fix them. And speaking of recruitment, 4 fleet readiness centers are rolling out a new apprenticeship program to attract new artisans and improve naval aviation readiness. Working with local community colleges, the 4-year National Apprenticeship Program will recruit and train apprentices in up to 12 aviation maintenance trades. Instruction includes classroom and on-the-job training. At the end of the 4-year program, participants will be ready to go to work as journeyman mechanics.
By bringing them on early, we teach them from the ground up. We teach them what we feel like they need to know to be successful.
FRC Southwest, FRC Southeast, NAS Jacksonville, and FRC East expect to have their classes on board by June 2019, with more than 500 apprentices expected to be hired over the next 4 years. On a related note, NAVAIR leadership sponsored a Navy-wide push to get the right people in the right job with the 45-day hiring challenge. The National Defense Strategy is driving the new urgency to the hiring process. Teams across the Navy were challenged to come up with new and quicker ways to attract qualified members of the workforce. 2 teams, one from NAVAIR and one from Naval Supply Systems Command, won the challenge for their innovative ideas to reduce the hiring cycle time. The NAVAIR team proposed instituting an expedited hiring agent, and the NAV SUP team pitched a recruitment readiness dashboard to speed up merit promotions and non-competitive hires. 20 high school students from across Ventura County, California took part in an engineering challenge created by NOC-WD at Point Mugu. The students used marbles to represent a division of 4 aircraft. Teams would send the aircraft on a mission and bring them all back to a carrier deck safely. The challenge comes at a time when the students are making college and career choices, and organizers want to show them the exciting work done by the Navy. A celebration 75 years in the making at China Lake. People came from around the area to help mark the diamond anniversary of the base. Visitors were treated to flyovers, fun, and food. NOC WD leaders led the festivities with speeches to mark the occasion. The night ended with a bonfire. NOC WD wasn't alone in celebrating this special anniversary. FRC East celebrated 75 years of service to the fleet in December. And that's it for this edition of Airwaves. See you on the flight line.